Yo, it's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network, and this is the Heaven Hollywood Report. And let's get to it. Shout out to my sponsor, in case you didn't know. That's itytk.blog. Make sure you check them out on all mobile devices in the World Wide Web. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss one video. Let's go. And we're going to start this off with a request for prayers for Jamie Foxx. And it's been reported Jamie Foxx, who has been in the hospital now for 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since his daughter posted on Instagram that he had a medical emergency, was rushed to the hospital, and he is recovering after a procedure. I believe she said after a surgery or what have you. Now, since then, things have come out, about Jamie possibly having a stroke. There was also a word that got out that he had went into cardiac arrest and had to be revived 3 times. Now, this is the news that I'm getting. He has had to be revived. Now, I don't know about the 3 times. Now all of a sudden, since what was the football player's name that had the cardiac arrest on the field, and they said they revived him 3 times. So I don't know whether people are just mixing up Jamie Foxx and now everything is, he had to be revived 3 times. But I did hear that he did have to be revived. I don't know about 3 times, but he did have to be revived. To me, from my experience with this, and like I said, rest in peace to all my queens, my sister, my mother, my grandmother, and my godmother all passed away to a hemorrhagic stroke. And that is basically brain hemorrhaging, or blood hemorrhaging on your brain after you have it's pretty much a stroke of a brain aneurysm, what have you. All of them passed away from that. 3 of them, once they had it, never recovered. My sister did live 2 years after her stroke, but she never regained mobility or was able to talk again. But the other 3 queens was in my life, they succumbed to the hemorrhagic stroke. And this is exactly what it sounds like Jamie Foxx had. The only word that we've gotten was he was up and alert. And now they're saying he's taking a turn for the worse. Those are the same things that they said about my mother. She's up and alert. And then next thing you know, she's taking a turn for the worse. Because what happens with your brain, the first thing they probably did was put him into a coma. They probably induced him into a coma. So they say so your brain can heal. But then what happens is if your brain is asleep for a certain amount of time, your other organs begin to shut off. So I believe that's what's happening. Now, as far as all the other stuff, we're going to wait on that before we touch on that. I'll leave that to other people. I'm not going to touch on the whole conspiracy, the whole theory and what exactly happened and what they are telling us or aren't telling us. Only thing we're going to ask for right now is just prayers for Jamie Foxx. And we're just going to pray for another black great that's in danger of us losing. So, prayers up for Jamie Foxx. Moving on to Scarlett. Now, this is the new Bronx rapper from the Bronx. She's got the song Get Out of New York. Oh, no, This Is New York is the name of the song. And she's been catching a lot of buzz, especially from New York rappers. Now, this is not her first song. She was actually on a song with Jadakiss and Benny the Butcher. But she went to the Met Gala, or maybe it was just a Met Gala after party, because I'm like, how did she get to at the Met Gala? I said these tickets are $50,000. Maybe it was a Met Gala after party. But Cardi B reposted her. Cardi B went and reposted and said, I love her underneath it. And Scarlett had an emotional reaction to Cardi B. Look, let's take a look at what Scarlett said, and then we'll come back and unpack it.
Cardi B just posted me. Cardi
Yeah.
Bro, Cardi B just posted me.
She gonna cry. She gonna cry. There we go.
Bro,
You deserve
she
it.
me,
You
bro.
deserve
She from the Bronx, bro.
You
I'm from the Bronx.
it.
She showed us young girls we can make it and we can be something, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't fucking believe this shit.
Oh my God, yeah.
There we go.
Yo, we did it. We did it.
Now listen, I was Scarlett. Listen, I don't want to be the one to throw cold water, on her. The young lady is happy. She's in the music game. She's trying to break into the music game, and Cardi B is one of her idols. I get that she's happy that Cardi B reposted her, but we did it. What did we actually do? I mean, like I said, man, I'm not gonna make fun. I'm not gonna laugh because that is a big deal when one of your favorites, someone as famous as Cardi B, reposts you. But as far as we did it, I'll pipe down. Did she give you a record? Like, did Cardi B tell you she wants to get on a record with you? Or, then you could say we did it. She reposted it. She sent my daughter 3 birthday videos. Did my daughter make it? Let me stop. Let me leave Scarlett alone. Because I think Scarlett's very talented. I think she has a lot of potential. But, Cardi B said, I love you. I mean, you didn't do it. You didn't make it because Cardi B said, I love you. So now, if you could turn that into Cardi B's giving you a verse or Cardi B's giving you a record, then I can get it. But like I said, she's very emotional because when you think about it, also her backstory, where she came from, and if you don't know the story, I'm going to do a video actually on Scarlett. I'm going to show her some love and do a video on, her come up, exactly how she got that name and stuff like that. So she's come from, she's done a lot. She's come a long way, and I guess that's really what she means by we did it. Let me stop laughing. But that of course just shows once again, Cardi B, she is just a genuine person, and this is the reason why so many people love Cardi B. But I would love for Cardi B to get on that remix. I don't care what these Barty gang members were saying, bothering this girl. I would love for Cardi B to get on a remix of This Is New York. So shout out to Scarlett and shout out to Cardi. Moving on to Megan Thee Stallion's fine ass. So Carl Crawford is now trying to say that Traumazine isn't an album. But I tell you, Carl Crawford does not want to let Megan Thee Stallion go. Now it's being reported that Carl Crawford is trying to say that Traumazine also isn't an album and Megan owes him 2 more albums. Now, how Carl is going to get to court to believe that even Traumazine, which was, how can you think of Traumazine as anything else other than an album? He's trying to say that Traumazine also wasn't an album. Remember, they were in a court battle with 1501, and he's just trying to say that Traumazine wasn't an album, and now Megan owes him 2 albums. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. Hasn't been a ruling on that yet. Megan Thee Stallion, of course, is trying to get out from under the contract. Plus, she is in a lawsuit against 1501 for unpaid royalties. So, man, we're going to see where that goes after that. Any other details, we will, of course, keep you updated. I was just reading from, shout out to @Megan'sVagina_ on Twitter. She says, so apparently 1501 is also trying to say that Traumazine is not an album and the Megan still owes him 2 albums. She also said She watched a lawyer on YouTube break down the contracts, court documents, and depositions. They presented her music from appearing on several Netflix and HBO Max shows, and even the ones they appeared on, she had to go get a restraining order. So Carl Crawford is probably going to keep playing these games. This is from Themis 81. Keep playing these games, but it will catch up to him eventually. 1501, they're saying, is draining the business account. So that's what Megan is trying to get, in her favor. So we're going to wait and see what happens with this lawsuit with Megan Thee Stallion. I believe she's going to come out on top. As I said, we'll keep you posted. And finally, Tory Lanez, his lawyers finally filed his supplement, and that is, the updated request for the new trial. They did file it under restraint. Also, that means they filed it sealed. So the public will not be able to see the actual supplement. The prosecution, of course, does see it, and they will respond to it, and they do not have to necessarily make their response sealed, which they probably will not. What I find interesting is Tory Lanez, he's Mr. Remove the gag order. I want people to hear about this, hear about that, and I'm going to be able to talk now. And then he did the first 2 Instagram posts and made them very public. I find it interesting now that he's putting in his supplement that all of a sudden he's sealing the document so no one can see what he put in the supplement. I guess he feels as though the social media, he does not have the backing from social media that he once had, and he doesn't want the judge, according, to get convinced from social media or what have you. But that's exactly what Tory's lawyers have been doing up to this date. They wanted to make everything public. They wanted to, look good in the eyes of public opinion. So they filed it. I believe that they have until May 2nd, which is, or May 5th. They have until the prosecution have until May 5th to respond back. Court is May 8th. So we'll see what happens, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I just find it a little strange, that all of a sudden now they want to seal when his whole thing was, I can't talk. And the public don't know what's going on. So I want to show everything to the public. So we'll see what happens. May 8th will be the court date to see if Tory Lanez gets a new trial or not. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.